Today we're going to be taking a look at the causes of the Civil War. While we've looked at all of these issues individually, either in class, through documents, reviewing the information in our textbook, I really want to just put this in the context of all of these events really leading to and being catalysts for the American Civil War. While you're watching this video, please make sure to take Cornell notes and complete the questions and summary at home, but don't complete the questions and summary immediately after the video. Give yourself some time, come back, do the summary, then go do the questions a little bit later so that you're seeing this information multiple times. So when we talk about the causes of the Civil War, what we automatically start thinking about is slavery. And I think we've been seeing in class a lot more that the initial goal of the Civil War was not to abolish slavery, but we have to take a step back and look at slavery as a major dividing factor in our country's history, where the North is really, for multiple reasons, not heavily interested in the institution of slavery, and we have the South that relies on it tremendously, really supporting it. So would there have been this split and this conflict without slavery? Probably not. It seems to be at the core of the Civil War, and some historians may have some different perspectives on this and bring in some other issues, but if we bring it down to a single issue, what we're really looking at is slavery. And that 1860 election where Lincoln comes in, that really just puts the nail in the coffin for the South. They're done. They have their own beliefs, and it's not really being supported by Lincoln, who's really kind of put into office and has this position where slavery is maybe not the greatest thing. But I also want us to keep in mind that conflicts existed from the birth of our nation. The fact that the North and the South had conflicts is not new. This is something that has been around since we got here and took over from the Native Americans. But please just keep in mind that while this is now turning into a full-scale civil war, there have been major issues that have divided the country and that other conflicts had existed, but not yet to this extent. Also, when we talk about the North and the South, we're really talking about very different economies. We did this in our presentations, and everyone did a lovely job, but just the sheer number of factories, the industrial power, cotton production, we're really looking at different worlds almost, where the North is very factory-based. We mentioned 110,000 factories. The South, in comparison, only 18,000 factories. And we're really looking at, people that would like to make a profit. So there's also this tariff battle that's been going on for about a century. And the North wants the South wants the low tariff, the North wants the high tariff, and this really becomes a struggle. This also is going back to the Virginia and Kentucky resolutions regarding the Alien and Sedition Acts. The South needed low tariffs because they existed on King Cotton. And then when we're looking at this recession of 1857, it causes this even bigger divide on the financial forefront. Politically, we have a difference in opinion as well. So every new state that was being formed in the United States could really tip the scales in one direction and could ruin the balance. Both sides feared that this new state coming in could either really tip it in the slave state direction, really tip it in the free state direction. So this is something that these politically people are hyper aware of, very sensitive to. The Ostend Manifesto is this idea that America was going to buy Cuba from Spain, and that slavery would be in Cuba as well as slavery being in the West. And this is just an issue that, again, tipping the scales. It's going too far in one direction. So state versus federal power is what we were just looking at. Why are the southern states seceding from the Union? Do they have the right to do this? So the southern states felt that states were sovereign, and this goes back to the Federalist and Anti-Federalist battle that we looked at the beginning stages of our country. And we have the formation of the Free Soil Party in 1847 that really is advocating no slavery in the territories. Socially, the North sees the South as kind of this aristocratic medieval country with, these customs and traditions that are more antiquated than this northern area. And the South sees the North as this kind of corrupt urban immigration center, and both have this negative view of each other. Is everybody viewing each other negatively? No, but this is the general idea. So we also have this idea of abolitionism, which develops kind of from the Second Great Awakening, where slavery is this moral wrong, and we really have to question ourselves here. And that's also playing a role here in the development of the fight against slavery. Now we're going to take a look at much more specific catalysts. I'm going to go through these kind of quickly because I've mentioned some of them and because these are more of a review.